Oscar, have you ever considered switching places with me?
Oh, yeah. Constantly I look at that chair and go, oh, that's pretty comfy. Wouldn't mind sitting on that.
Do we, for this episode, do a little bit of guerrilla podcasting and switch chairs
I think
in
we
the name of
should.
the Princess
Do we
Switch?
pivot immediately and ruin the audio channels? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ah. Oh, okay. This is harder. I just like this.
I know, I feel a lot more royal.
My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl.
This is
Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we chat about film. I'm really thrown, actually, honestly.
Do we switch back?
No, we don't switch back.
You want to commit to this?
We're committing to the bit. I can't also read the IMDb. How about I read the IMDb scores?
Oh,
and
here you go. There's the scores.
Oh
I'll
my
do the
God.
plot.
This is so...
This is... Have we switched? Do we do the whole thing as different?
I think so.
Hi, I'm Oscar.
He's nailed me. He's nailed me. That's how I sound.
You have a voice.
Go on.
Oh,
Go on, Oscar.
The scores go first. Wait, no,
Shit.
say what we're doing. No, that's your job.
We're doing the Princess Switch. It's a Netflix movie. It's got a Rotten Tomatoes score of 67%, a Letterboxd score of 2.5, and an IMDb score of 6. See, I'm really struggling.
Of D.
Yeah.
Things are falling apart
It's
quickly.
fucking a mess.
The Princess Switch is about.
See, you can't read. That's why we've always done it like this.
It's so hard. Competing in a Christmas baking competition in Belgravia. God, was that what the country was called the entire film? A Chicago baker bumps into the princess' fiance, who looks just like her. They switch lives for 2 days. 2 days?
2 days, yeah.
All that happened in 2 days?
You wouldn't believe how much love you can get in 2 days.
Oh, I should know. There's a lot of love in this podcast. A lot of love.
Do we pivot and do the last? I mean, we've just done this bit, but should we do the last week? Do like a whole podcast in the last week, and then the last 5 minutes is the actual podcast. Switch it up, baby.
Everything's being switched up. In fact, you know what? We're not even going to record on microphones today. We're just going to talk loudly and hope you can hear us from where you're standing. Oscar, we're still going with the Christmas ones.
Yep.
Princess Switch. Thoughts? Have you seen it?
No, I am very excited to jump into this little trilogy, hopefully quadrilogy soon. It seems fun.
Surely The Night Before Christmas is tangentially a part of this. That's the one I really want to do, and I'm disappointed I picked this one. But we're trying to launch another franchise.
We are.
We're Disney in podcast form.
Pretty much. The greedy little son of a bitches, and we love making money. Haven't made any yet, but soon.
We've only lost money.
Disney looking at us like, how do they do it? How do they not make a single cent?
Wait till we've got Who Would Watch This Plus, where you get what you've got on iTunes for free, but you pay for it now.
Yeah, Carl, Princess Switch. Are you keen for this one? Who do you think's gonna watch it?
I don't know. I think a lot of people did watch this, didn't they? I think this was kind of a big hit for Netflix. I assume it's very Hallmarky, almost like. I assume Falling for Christmas will be.
I feel like we talked about for Hallmark movies that it was sort of like, well, you know, they're very formulaic, whereas Netflix is like, we're going to take that, and we've got a star.
That's right. We can afford one star.
Single star.
Yeah, I hope it's fun, and I hope it's silly, and I hope it's a whimsical.
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on Vanessa Hudgens? Are we fans of her?
I feel like everyone was fans of her, and then that COVID thing happened, and everyone.
COVID thing was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But listen, she nailed it, huh? I'm glad we were both on the agreement that that's the right sentiment to have.
It's true. She was the only celebrity that wanted to speak truth instead of helping.
That's right. We're a truth podcast now, and I tell you right now, we're crushing it. Straight up, it's a hoax. Coachella doesn't exist.
She was alright in what was that? What was the Lin-Manuel Miranda one? Tick Tick Boom. She was good in that.
I think she's a good actress. I think so.
She's fine. She's no Zachy E.
Yeah,
Zac Efron for those people at home.
Yeah, in the unknown.
In the unknown.
I will say, you still haven't seen it, but like Zac Efron's best performance is in Beach Bums. He plays this like, I don't even know how you explain it, like a Gen Z, but like burnout, but like 28. He's got like. He vapes, he's got like these zigzag like hairstyles, and he's so aggressive but so kind. He's such a good performer. He's in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I think you should watch it just for that, because he's nailed it.
I like Zac Efron. I like Zac Efron in things. What was he in that I really liked? Maybe I don't like him.
You know what? I fucking hate him.
You know what? I think he's a terrible actor.
We're a Vanessa podcast.
Yeah, it
Zachy
is.
E, get the fuck off out
We're
of here.
Hudgies.
Yeah. Oh, big Hudgy fans.
We're not Effries. Oscar, who do you think the Princess Switch is going to be for?
I mean, it's a nice Christmas movie. If you know when you're sort of in like a sort of chocolate coma, you know, you've gotten like the sort of 15th of December chocolate. It's all kind of rolling in. You sort of get quite gluttonous. You're like, maybe a beer at 4 a.m. in the morning's good. Maybe I should start there. Eggnog, like 7.
Yeah.
This,
you always
put-
start early.
Yeah.
You're having meth by midday.
On the come,
Christmas.
and the come down with the ham and heroin, you know, it's just real nice. Yeah, you just chuck this in the background. It's on like the 50th.
You're somewhere between the ham and the heroin.
Yeah,
This is where this movie's coming out.
right there. You're sort of on the come down from the heroin, the high of a ham. Oh, put it on. Bliss. That's who would watch it. Carl, who would watch this?
I'm just gonna say Vanessa Hudgens fans and people that just love a Christmas movie. It's crazy during Christmas. It's like the 1 month it's conditioned to people just type in a buzzword into Netflix and be like, "I'll watch any of these, regardless of quality,
I don't give a
or
shit.
even if I've heard of them."
Yeah.
I know because I'm looking at my letterbox of all my friends and I'm like, "You're all making awful decisions with your lives. What are you doing?"
It's a silly season, you know. You can be silly.
Oh, tis the season to be silly. Fa la la la
La
la.
la.
Back to the Future.
Carl, I love this movie except for the central hook.
The core concept.
Oh, the core concept.
The switch, if you will.
The
What we're
switch of it.
doing now.
Yeah.
It's me, Oscar.
It's me, Carl. He sounds pretty similar to me. Constantly people are writing into the podcast like, who's who?
We just don't know.
Do we jump into the Princess Switch?
I think we should. I will note that I found out who this movie was for very quickly because I went to put it on and my partner was like, "I love this movie." Sat down and watched it with me, and I just sat there in shock and disgust, and I was like, "Oh God, are you kidding me? This hour's been 4 hours."
I'll say it for the who would watch this. We need material at the end, okay?
No, we're
I'll say-
switching it up. It's
yeah.
a front-loaded
All
episode.
right, fuck it. Who would watch it right now? And we'll
Let's
get
do the Who Watch It right now.
radio. Who would watch this?
Me, I loved it. Oscar, who would watch The Princess Switch?
If you're cooking a nice ham and you want something in the background, which I did, oh, it's great. I got to smash out a movie and cook a ham. I was feeling
The
productive.
ham was delicious.
Oh, thank you.
The party
I
that
brought
ham
up
was
I
at.
brought up the ham because I needed to brag about my ham
Oh,
skills.
God.
It was a marmalade glaze.
And I was unsure of how nice it would taste. When you said marmalade glaze the other day when I was over, I said, in my back of my head, what a bomb. He's cooking his way towards a Christmas bomb.
And it's such a big bomb. Imagine rocking up with a ham and no one eats it.
Huge. How much was a ham, by the way?
Surprisingly, like okay, like $35.
That was good. That was
The
good size
turkey
ham.
was 70.
It was a turkey?
Yeah, no, we didn't have.
Oh,
I
okay.
looked at getting a turkey. I was like $70.
Nobody likes turkey.
No one
Why
likes-
do we?
It's
that's
the
an
shittest
American
driver.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, in Australia, we never eat turkey.
No.
I don't. Why do we bring it out around Christmas?
Yeah.
Double down on a chicken.
Yeah. So who would watch this? Me while cooking a ham. But also, I do think it's quite fun. I feel like Vanessa's fun. It's got a bit of heart to it. Again, we'll get into the actual main issue with the film. This is the core concept.
We'll discuss it. If this is your first time listening, this is usually at the end.
Yeah.
We've switched it up.
We're summarizing the film.
We're
and
in
our
different
points.
chairs.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been bullied into this.
Oh, we're bullying you into this. It's classic switching up. Now I'm bullying you. Constantly, every episode, you kind of finish up, you go, that was the worst, Oscar.
Oh, I love to neg you after an episode.
You fucking failed me.
Hey, Oscar, how about next time you think about trying?
It's called a comedy critic podcast, and you did neither.
Just you sat there in silence. I had to do both voices. You're lucky nobody noticed.
Go on, throw me an Oscar accent.
Hey, it's me.
Oh, he's nailed me.
Well, I'm a little bit British. I got curly hair. Just like you. I like cooking hair.
He keeps nailing me. Oh, it hurts.
Who do I think it's for? I think just fans of twins.
Mm.
I think if you're always just like, I think there's actually a real big demographic of somebody being like, oh, I love a movie where an actor plays two people.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes.
Lindsay
Throw it on.
Lohan did it. Tom Hardy did it.
Yeah.
And that's
a
why
lot.
that's a lot, and that's why this film.
Paul Rudd did it. People love it. It's it's very like
It's a film technique that I don't think gets old. It's like, they're not normally two of them.
Oh, it's one of the most egotistical things in the world. It's an actor's dream to act against themselves.
Yeah, it's like, God, no one but me.
Oh, thank God. Now there's 2 times me being difficult on set.
Fuck it, Carl. We're switching up. Let's do the next week now.
Let's do the next week's segment. Oscar, what are we doing next week?
Next week, we're doing the goddamn awards.
Holy shit!
We are going to be chatting.
We're switching it up.
We're
giving away nominations.
And we're taking prize money.
We're coming for that Top Gun money, Tom Cruise. We know we should deserve some.
We're going to quickly review it right now so we can take it all.
Oh God, it's good.
Next week, we'll be doing a couple of awards, a couple of silly little awards, and a summary of the year. Oh, Carl, should we get into the Princess Switch?
Oh my God, let's get into the film at hand. Oh my God, should we swap notes?
Good luck reading this.
Should we switch our notes?
I'd do that. Fuck it.
Fuck it. There you go.
Oh, this is a goddamn mess of an episode.
Oh my God, this is chicken scratch. What am I meant to do? Okay, here we go.
Let's get into it. Vanessa owns a bakery with... What's the guy's name?
His character's name is Kevin. That's lazy.
That is lazy.
Alright, Kevin. Kevin, who I think we all agree should really be having sex with Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah, straight off the bat, these guys are intertwined, and I did find it. At the start of the movie, I was like, okay, well, these are gonna get together somehow.
Easy. I was just like, she'll switch and she'll realize she loves her own life.
Yes.
Very, very simple, easy.
Very
concept.
simple thing. I thought that she was gonna be like, you know what, rich and famous, you don't need it, and the princess would be like, wow, I really like being rich and famous. I'm not gonna change.
Yeah, so she's got this bakery that genuinely has no food in it. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, it's pretty sparse.
She's like, I'm so busy at the moment, and just rearranges 5 gingerbread men. And I was just like, oh God, what a horrible business concept.
What a kid comes in, can I get 5? They're just like, fuck, that's my day shift gone.
That's Christmas done. It closes the shutter. I think it's really funny because somebody comes in and is just like, this is the best kept secret in New York. Or Brooklyn, or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, that's why there's nobody here.
Yeah,
you could tell some people about this secret so that she succeeds financially.
It's so funny, people going, oh, I'm not going to tell anyone about this little restaurant, and the people overhearing owning the restaurant going, you could tell some, we need to make some money. If you're going to be a little you're going to gatekeep this restaurant, it will be closed in days.
Oh, there are more workers than people ordering. In the scene. There's so many people working and nobody's enjoying the actual baked goods. So we got this little girl, she runs in, this is the daughter of Kevin.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, have you heard of that cooking competition in Bulgaria?
Not Bulgaria, it's Belgravia.
Belgravia. She's like, have you heard of this cooking competition in Belgravia? And she's like, yeah, they've done like 83 years of it, and it only invites the best pastry chefs in the world. And she's like, well, guess what? I submitted you. And they said yes. I'm looking at these fucking gingerbread men, and I'm going, you're going to embarrass yourself. You cannot go. You cannot go and make some gingerbread men. This isn't even a patisserie. This is a cakery.
I'm convinced the competition thought that little girl wanted to be in it. They were like, how adorable. You know, let's get her in. Yeah. And when Vanessa rocks up, they go, oh, we've made a grave error.
Oh. Also, it's just Bake Squad. When you see what they're setting up, you're like, oh, they're just setting up a generic Netflix show.
Yeah.
And it's just cakes. There's no like quality involved.
Vanessa's gonna be on cakes. For an episode of Bake Squad. We need to film a couple of things, and then we're gonna do another round. You're gonna bake Vanessa.
It's just Nailed It. They just bring in the host of Nailed It, and they're just like, all right, now go. And she's like, oh, I didn't sign on to be on Nailed It. And they're just like, we're double timing it. It's fine.
Come on, you gotta keep it up. We've got Blowout coming out
it's
next.
We
gotta blow some glass next week. Come on. I assume it's one warehouse they film every single Netflix reality show that's like a bake show or a glass show or like a tool making show.
I assume they've got, I feel like they've got one shed for baking, one shed for like mechanics, one shed for like something else. And if you're in one of the sheds, you just bounce to the other 2 during that week.
Yeah.
And they're like, cool, love it.
I assume all the sheds are also in a big circle.
Yeah.
And in the middle is like a big pit, and they just pour all the like glass, the cakes, and shit into the pits, and it kind of morphs into an animal that, you know, Netflix can use for another project.
Yeah, and then they film that on a David Attenborough.
Yeah.
And now the cake will go into the pit and birth an ugly animal.
Yeah, they get in.
So she really quickly just fucks over to Belgravia.
Yeah.
Really quickly.
So quickly.
within minutes of being like, I absolutely do not want to do that, you lung little peasant of a girl.
She goes to kick her, but the only reason, I think the only motivation she goes is she's like, yeah, I broke up with my boyfriend, and that's why I gotta be here in sad Chicago. And then she walks out and she sees her ex-boyfriend with a new squeeze.
It's one of those things where you're like, do people do that? When a man is just like waiting at the front of a store and the woman just then comes out and kisses him immediately?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Oh, listen, I think the new girlfriend was spiteful. She knew exactly who Vanessa was. She's Instagram stalked her. She's like, I'm going to make this bitch pay.
Oh, absolutely. She went down on him on the streets of Chicago near immediately. Oh, hey, do you know my boyfriend? Give me 5 and watch if you want.
Getting dicked down in the snow of Chicago.
She's like, I can't stay and watch this. I've got to go to Belgravia.
And she's like, fuck. All right, well, let's go back.
We've committed now. It's snowy.
I'm stuck to the ice. Quite frankly, we need to do something to warm up.
It cuts back at the end of the movie, and the two of them have been stuck there, and they starve to death, and they're just decaying in the snow.
God, a gingerbread house would be so nice right now.
5 gingerbread men for sustenance would have been good. They have their own little 127 hours debacle right out the front of her store.
But like 3 hours in, he's like, should I cut your legs off? He's like, really? Damn.
They're like, no, we'll wait for help, but the store has no foot traffic because it's the best kept secret in Chicago.
Their plot is just getting like buzz around so people can come to the Chicago place. People keep coming. Oh, it's closed. Bulgaria. I'll leave. No. Before they go, and I don't know what this character is, because as she's walking back, she's like, I'm going to go to the competition. There's also like this Santa-esque character. Which
never pays off.
Never pays off, but is in every single Hallmark film. An old man who's got
full of whimsy.
Full of whimsy.
He knows
He
about
knows
things.
some stuff.
This is the same man from Christmas with the Cranks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm surprised at the end he's like, do you not need an umbrella?
What a callback. Everyone loves
A year
Christmas.
ago.
Yeah.
Do you know why I know?
Why?
Because I watched Christmas with the Cranks the other night.
Christmas with the Cranks, no.
Well, I mean, it's a Christmas classic.
You're the problem. Because at the start of the Who Would Watch... Oh, it's a mess. You said people are idiots that keep watching these shitty Christmas movies. And a movie we've reviewed... I have got a sworn thing to never watch a movie I've done on this podcast again.
Have you seen this weather? Do you not want to get cozy to this weather and watch a terrible Christmas movie?
Put it on.
Shall we? It's the Jamie Lee Curtis. Everything Everywhere All at Once and the Halloween trilogy. She's back, baby.
She is back, baby.
And everyone's watching Christmas with the Cranks. They're chanting for a sequel. Listen to the people out there. Hell, listen to Oscar right now. Yeah, I want another.
Okay, so she gets to Bulgaria. What are we going to call it? Because essentially, okay.
I can't keep calling it Belgravia. I simply don't, unless we write it on a sheet and hang it between the two of us, I'm never going to pronounce it right the rest of the episode.
No, I feel like we're going to just be ignorant, okay? For a made-up place.
I love being a little ignorant. Alright, anyway.
So she rocks up to the competition.
Who's looking after the shop? Wasn't that the whole reason she said she couldn't go?
Yeah, it's money problems.
She just closed.
No.
She was like, ugh, I'm bankrupt anyway.
I'm sure those 5 gingerbread just sitting there going, oh, really?
They're like, oh, what'd you do? And she's like, I lit a fire and took out the insurance claim. We're good.
I really Princess switched it up. My insurance company.
She's aware of what the film is.
Yeah.
You might say I pulled a princess switch.
A switcheroo on there. That's fraud, Vanessa. That's fraud.
She's arrested on set at the bake-off.
Yeah, so we get to there's a lot of plots that kind of start, and then the film Miranda.
Why did the guy from Chicago and the goddaughter go? Wouldn't she just go on her own?
The insurance paid out quite a bit. They're like, fuck it. Because I think it's weird, because Vanessa doesn't value him as, like, a romantic lead. That's
I don't
fine.
think she likes him.
I don't think she likes, but because, like, the one part of the film, the switch, says, like, I'm proud of you, and he's genuinely touched. I don't think Vanessa cares a shit about this, man.
Yes, you're absolutely right. When the princess is just like, hey, can I make you my sous chef?
Yeah.
And he's like... Yes. Which makes me think the other one has just been holding him back his entire life.
100%. It feels quite cruel. I don't know why they're here. But they get to the bake competition. There's the rival baker who's won it every year for like 5 years. It's funny that these two winners are American, because we see at the bake squad there's
only Americans.
But then there's like a Belgium, and there's like a Swedish. They're like the most famous countries for doing good pastries. And then America's like, we're gonna nail this.
I mean,
they're
did you
not.
see the cakes they made? we'll get to them.
We'll
but-
get to them. We'll get to them.
Yeah, so when she's there setting up for the day, I don't know why they have to set up their own set. It's not like they brought their own equipment.
No.
I assume the equipment was just there.
Yeah.
Supplied, considering it sounds like they're paying a lot of money to host the competition anyway.
Well, it's weird they set up and then 2 days later we're like, we'll be back.
Yeah, we've set up the moment we've arrived after our trip and then have just taken a 48-hour break.
Leave the butter, the eggs, everything out. The milk, let it spoil a little bit.
Oh.
The Bulgarian way.
The whole idea is everything must curdle.
That's how you get a good gingerbread house, okay?
Oh, you're like, oh my god, it's all split. Yeah. You like it though, don't you?
No.
No, I hate it. I don't even know why you were invited.
Oh, a charity case for the kid. Yes.
Yes, that's right. She has no mother. She has no mother. That is right. Where do you reckon? There's always a single dad in these movies.
Yeah.
Do you reckon there's a little special place in heaven where all of the deceased mothers are from Christmas movies?
I think so, yeah.
Looking down, being like, oh, "Fuck, there's a lot of us." Do we reckon they're killing us secretly?
I think so, and then they keep getting dicked down by the protagonist. It must be quite insulting. Imagine that, a horde of like single women who've died, just watching their lovely husband, who's no one snatched up, get snatched up in days.
Yeah, and get into some snatch.
Yeah.
Snatched up and snatched.
They Princess snitch that stuff up.
Oh, the Princess Snatch.
Do you remember how they meet the twin? I feel like she's just walking around, but she's like, "Hey, you look like me."
Oh, they just literally just bump into each other. It's the most nothing thing. She's like, I've got to go take a dump. I'll be back in 40 to 50 minutes. Immediately walks into a woman. And they're just like, oh my God. You know, this? If it was me and I was rushing off to go to the bathroom and I ran into my twin, I'd be like, I've got to go.
Yeah, I've got to come back. So he's like,
Yeah.
I was just in there.
Oh, no, really? Is there a different place I could go? Because I know what you do.
It was a 40-minute one. It was an hour and 10-minute one. Oh.
Watched a full episode of Ozarks in there. Yeah, they just meet and they accept the fact they look identical, and then they're just like, "Do you want to come and chat with me later?" And she's like, "I would love nothing more."
Yeah.
And then she just walks back to the guy, and he's just like, "That was quick. You said it was going to be 40 minutes." And she's like, "Oh, that's right. That's what I needed to do."
That's what I need to do. I'll be right back there. And then the princess has actually gone in there. Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah, I actually, you know what it is? The crap gets on her apron.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I've got to go clean my apron." No, you don't. You got 48 hours. Take it home and wash it.
It's weird they're prepping so far in
Yeah.
advance.
How did they prep and get mess on them when they aren't even prepping ingredients?
Because she's a goddamn mess. That's
Isn't
why.
prepping ingredients a part of the cooking competition on the day, in the hour?
It does feel cruel. Imagine that, like, I've proofed my bake. I've been watching a lot of Great British Bake Off. Oh, I do think sometimes a bit cheaty. Like, they open their containers and they've got, like, already made, like, little, like, figurines. I'm like, well, that's cheating.
I think it's fun that they go home and do little practice bakes during their week, and they
Yeah.
come and cook on a weekend.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cute.
It's adorable, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
is.
you don't have to quit your job.
I love it. What do we think of? So basically, they sit down.
Yeah.
Immediately, she's like, "You want to switch places?" And
Yeah.
the baker's like, "Fine." There's no push and pull.
There's a slight pull. She's like, what if it doesn't? Ah, screw it. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. What if
Does she offer her money? How does she get her on side?
I don't know. I think it's just like, "Hey, your life's pretty fucking dull, isn't it?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, I own a bankrupt patisserie in Chicago."
The flames are still burning there, but I got a lot of insurance money. How about that? So I'm pretty good.
She's like, "I just found out the insurance is not paying.
Did you have insurance? Didn't know you needed.
Forgot to take it out." So and the princess isn't like, "Well, I could pay for things." She's just like, "That's sad. Do you want 48 hours of joy, and then you can go back to your miserable life?"
She's like, yes.
Yes.
I want to get away from that goddamn Kevin. He's really riding up me.
Kevin, I think, is going to make a move, and I don't know how to tell him no.
Yeah.
And frankly, I need to tell them that I hate my goddaughter. Hate her. Hate that she's put me in this position where I'm here right now.
I love that she would tell that, and then the princess is like, I'm going to absolutely ruin that for you. I'm going to lead them on so hard. Okay, this is now the big problem of this thing. So we got one, Vanessa has a baking competition.
Yep.
She doesn't like Kevin, and she's mixed on the goddaughter. So her reason to switch is a bit insane. The princess is marrying a new king, I think, to soften relationships with like a neighboring state. It seems as though
They're on the brink of war.
Yeah, there's a geopolitical thing going on, and she's like, you have to marry him to settle this. Especially Ukraine's going on. It's marrying the king of
Horrible
Ukraine.
things will happen to the world if this marriage doesn't go through, and she's decided to switch.
It's crazy. But then also, she hates the king because he's a bit stuffy and boring.
He's an uptight prick, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm glad we both agree on that.
Major William vibes.
Oh my god, we love William.
Do we?
They're pretty bland.
They are.
But I think
that's their appeal.
That's their
their
appeal.
blandness.
Yeah.
Shots fired at the royal family.
I hope they're not listening.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that's right.
They're big fans.
Yeah.
They've written in a few times.
I hear the Queen was listening and then immediately died. So
yeah, she. It was nice that during the moment of silence at the Queen's funeral, they played Us. They're like, and the choir will now do a haunting rendition of her favorite episode of Who Would Watch This?
Oh,
the Jack Frost episode. Nobody listened to that one.
She loves a niche episode. That's a
Elves.
good on her. Yeah.
She loved Elves.
Guys, come on, listen to Elves.
She's
No one
like,
has.
It was great. It was only available on YouTube. Nobody could watch it. All right, so there's a montage of them learning about each other.
Yes.
This shouldn't work.
No. It's crazy that the film's kind of like, right, we're going to jump straight into the Vanessa thing. We're going to jump straight into the Princess Switch. They're going, right, we jumped into everything. They're like, we have an hour and 40. Like,
It's so fast-paced.
Yeah.
It only slogs the rest of the film. I was like, this is so much movie. Slow down. You'll save nothing for the next half.
And there's nothing. This montage...
This is one of those... They do one of these things because... Okay, what are our thoughts on Vanessa Hudgens' accent?
It's very British. I kind of thought she sounded like Hermione Granger, but like a bad impression of Hermione Granger.
Yeah, do we think she had a dialect coach, or she went, nah, I can take it from here?
Yeah, I don't think it's great, but I think I'm in it. I don't really mind.
I bought it.
Yeah, I bought it.
This is what London sounded like to me.
Yeah.
They all sounded like this.
This is how I sound, I'm pretty sure.
It would have been funny if her accent was from Essex.
They were like, we need an English accent, she needs to be posh. Wait, why does she have an English accent? Isn't she from Bulgaria?
No, she's from a different... They're in Bulgaria. But
surely
he's the Prince of Bulgaria. She's from a different country.
Yes, but her country doesn't like...
She's a lady.
Yeah, no, but she like isn't like... It's not like
female.
It's not England. Oh, gotcha.
A woman.
Never heard of them. All right, so she's from like another Nordic country that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's from like... I want to say Neptune.
Yeah. And men are from Mars,
Atlantis.
her.
What?
Women are from Venus, men are from Mars.
Ah.
Yeah. It's not a joke. It's more just like a fact.
Yeah. We had so much energy at the beginning of the episode.
What? Listen, it's similar to the fucking movie.
Yeah.
In fact, here's the thing: we've burned through everything. All we need to do is kind of get.
We have. We've done what the exact same movie does. We've
Yeah.
gone look at all of this energy,
Yeah.
and then we're slowing it down.
Slowing it right down.
How can she pick up a British accent so quickly and everyone accepts it?
I mean, I think you know what, the film's done a clever thing of doing kind of a shit accent for Vanessa. So when actual Vanessa jumps into the accent, she's like, "Hello, how you doing?" It's like it's her. How'd she come? She's so lifeless.
Because she's like, oh my god, do I actually sound like someone from Downton Abbey?
Oh my, dearly me.
Shit a pickle, if you will. There's some Britishness going on round here.
So essentially, each Vanessa and the princess each have like a confidant.
Yeah.
So for Vanessa,
and I've got a favourite of the confidants.
Oh, of course.
It's the one that doesn't hate them.
Yeah. So we got essentially the goddaughter is in on the princess being with Vanessa's life.
Yeah.
And then Vanessa is jumping into the princess life,
Yeah.
and she's with the maid.
This driver
Yes.
who is like, something suspicious is happening and I want to ruin it.
Yes. No, but like the maid is looking after her, and then the evil guy, the kind of villain of the film, it thinks something's awry.
Oh, yeah. He's kind of the villain of the movie until he's not. And he's just happy with what he's done.
Yeah.
He's like, without me meddling, things would have gone the exact same way.
It's kind of the hero of the film.
Yeah. I almost died off a balcony trying to
God.
get photos. And you know what? I'm still happy for them. I'll give it cheer.
It's crazy that really he didn't need to exist. It's weird they're padding out the film so much now.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
we've
just
got to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, we are. I do love that as soon as they do the switch,
Yeah.
near immediately, the goddaughter's like, you're not her.
Yeah.
She's like, ah, shit.
Oh, bollocks, damn.
Gets on the phone. Oh, your goddaughter's figured it out, it seems.
She's a crime sleuth.
Yeah.
She's Miss Marple me.
She's a bit of a Poirot, if you will.
But yeah, so essentially, but then both parties are like, well, I've only got 2 days. Might as well do as much emotional damage as I can. And this is kind of the biggest issue of the film. I feel like Parent Trap, they were kids and they were like, we need to get these divorced parents back. Makes a bit of sense. These are 2 grown adults and they're like, let's gaslight the shit out of these 2 men.
Meddle. It's one of those, you don't even, it's like, she's like, oh, do you want to switch with me? And it's like, you don't know if this baker's a sociopath or not.
Yeah.
You don't know if she's just gonna ruin this royal family.
Yeah.
In fact, you've sent this princess back to like one of your closest friends and his daughter, and you're just trusting she's not gonna do anything awful to them.
But also the princess is like, you could wage war. I'm pretty sure they've got the power, right? They've got the button.
After 48 hours, she's like, believe it or not, we've gone to war with America.
I think we got to win.
Yeah. Anyway, can we switch back now, please?
Yeah. It's getting heated.
She's already on a flight out of there.
I've got things to bake. There's 6 gingerbread houses that need to be baked.
I made a vow to myself I would do 1 gingerbread man a year. I need to keep that promise.
Should we go through the relationships? Should we go through each story? Because I feel like we can go...
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's go through Vanessa being the princess, right?
Yep.
Okay. Her main thing is like, wow, this is kind of fancy, bit fun. I'm getting to meet the prince. She's vibing the prince, I think, at the start. They do a bunch of like horse riding stuff, bit of montages.
Do a bit of horseplay.
Yeah. Oh, it's kinky as shit.
It is.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
It's pretty disgusting.
That's why I was shocked this was only 48 hours.
Yeah. They really jumped into it.
Yeah.
Pretty much the main, I think, arc of this one is pretty much Vanessa's... I feel like the film keeps forgetting who's who, because they keep going, you're really outspoken to both of them, and then neither of them.
Yeah.
So I feel like Vanessa's main thing is she's kind, I think.
Yeah.
Right? She's
Yeah,
humble.
sure.
Yeah.
She's humble.
Yeah.
She's a humble human being.
And
she's sat down and she has been
And the
humble.
prince is a goddamn Grinch, let me tell you that right now at the
He's
start.
the worst.
He hates giving to orphans, he hates charity, and he's bland as hell.
I saw him take away money from an orphan.
Yeah.
The orphan bent down and was like, oh, $100 note, I'll be able to feed the entire family on this for years. And he went, yoink.
That's my cocaine money.
He's like, I've got to snort things through this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna burn it in front of you.
So what else is happening here is the princess is now getting along with Kevin quite well.
Yes.
And I was a bit confused by an interaction they have.
Yes.
Kevin walks in and is like, can I use your toothbrush and toothpaste? Because I forgot to pack
Weird.
mine. At this point, they have already been there for a day.
Yeah.
Did he not brush his teeth the night before?
It's kind of disgusting as well, because now I assume Vanessa and the princess are now switching all their amenities. So now Vanessa's used the toothbrush, the princess used the toothbrush, and now Kevin's jumped in. Can I join this?
Yeah, it's true.
The dental hygiene in this film, disgusting.
And he's like, and my daughter didn't pack one. Her gums are filthy.
Yeah.
Can she also use this too? He's like, I also forgot to pack underwear and clothes. Can I wear what you're wearing right now?
I'm gonna pinch that. It's crazy that they're bakers. Assume no one's brushed their teeth for days, and all
absolutely
they consume
not.
is sugar. So cavities arrive.
If there's anything that we know about a baker, it's that they've got a bunch of cavities from all their little finger breads. Sponge cakes.
Oh god, they have awful hygiene. The dentist industry and the bakers hate each other.
Oh, they do, but they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that famous thing: the baker, the dentist, and the candlestick maker.
Making out, just passion.
Yep, just touching the tips of the little candlesticks and making out with cavities, and dentists dusting their hands with money.
And the guy wants to use the toothbrush after that, which is kind of gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
They've fallen so hard for each other in just 2 days, haven't they? They're all just like, I'm definitively in love now.
Yeah, I do think it's cruel because they like start like taking like photos. Like the prince is like, let's take some photos, let's make some memories. If this doesn't work out, this is quite a cruel thing. Imagine having photo evidence of like, I got tricked.
Yeah.
I got fooled.
It is really funny when the limo driver's trying to figure it out
Yeah.
and takes those photos and they're just like, we've been figured out. And they're like headshots. And it's like, was he in the room?
He's like on a balcony, through a window glass, through a couple of panes, and they're kind of blurry. And we get the shots. Vanessa pretty much like smiling to the camera like she's just written an autobiography.
Oh,
She's
it's her just being like, hey, I've never actually taken a bad photo, so you can't do one now.
Yeah.
It's not even the same vantage. It's like a low angle from 5 feet away from her.
It's behind like a green screen. They got like a nice candy cane background.
Absolutely. It's actually just from her at the bakery. They're just like, look, we found some incriminating evidence, and it's just Google images.
I would love it. He's just like, listen, I had the whole camera thing. I just Facebook searched her. Just Googled her. Very easy. Crazy how similar they look, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? The corporate needs you to find the difference between these two images, and we'll know something's awry.
So the big thing now is that Vanessa, fake Vanessa, is the princess. The prince is kind of like, I like things being stuffy and old. And she's like, you know what? Maybe we should be slightly kinder. And he's like, what? Yuck. So the main thing is they go to like an orphanage. They go to like a charity ball, don't they?
Yeah.
And then Vanessa finds out that the charity ball's kind of shit. They don't really do much. They're like, we give them like, I don't know, a couple of peanuts, and that kind of ties them over for like, I don't know, 3 days. So we're pretty good people.
Yeah.
And Vanessa's like, maybe we should do more. And they're like, what?
What?
More?
For who?
Yuck.
Us?
Yes. Then yes, we could do that.
No, we can do a lot more.
But yeah, she pretty much convinces the prince, is like, you know what, we should be kind. And let's go to the smelly orphanage and see what the go is.
Do they go to the orphanage? I don't remember this. Do they go to an orphanage?
They don't go. Listen, it's not an orphanage. Because the problem is, it looks like a very fancy part of the house that they just kind of dressed. Like a lot of
Let's go to the end of the corridor.
Yeah.
We've got some children trapped in there.
We could do that. They. Because they go to like, I don't know, it's not an orphanage, but they kind of go to like, a fancy part of the manor that looks like a part of the house.
Yeah.
And there's like one person, like the nurse, that like the kind of nun is like, you know, we can't afford toys for these guys. They're like, what? Let's go to the toy store. And then they go to a different part of the manor. And they've got like 3 shelves in this beautiful, ornate, like French building. They're like, here's the toy store. Toys R Us. It's here. And they just start picking up toys.
Yeah.
And
they run into each other, right?
Yes, they do.
They're both at the toy store. Oh, no!
Oh, that classic.
I thought there were going to be more hijinks like this. This is what lacks in the second half of the movie.
Yeah.
Hijinks.
Oh, there's no hijinks.
There's barely any hijinks. It's just about them falling in love.
And it's not like, and like, the falling in love, like, it's kind of believable. It's 2 days. It's not believable.
Yeah.
But like, 3 seconds in, they're kind of like, I kind of like him. And you're like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, they're just like, they really definitively, within the first day, they've decided they love each other.
Yeah.
The second day is mainly about falling out of love.
Yeah. Classic 40s, classic before sunrise
Yeah.
situation. It's quite harrowing.
Yeah, really. This is the Princess Switch better than the Before trilogy.
There's 2 of them.
Should we
Yeah,
just get to the baking competition?
Well, before we
What,
do
what
that,
else have we got?
I mean, they play Twister for a bit.
Do they?
They do.
Man, I paid very little attention to this film. You go.
Well, I just thought it was weird they played Twister for a long time.
Yeah, just a full game of it.
Full game of it.
The crew is there. You can tell. The guy puts down his boom mic and is like, I'll hop in on this.
The audio's kind of on the floor. They're like, I'll do. Fucking it pads up. It's crazy the film burnt through so much content at the start. Was like, oh, we got nothing else to do. No hijinks, just kind of walking around, sort of falling in love.
I really like when they sit down to watch a Netflix film.
They keep doing this. Falling for Christmas did this as well. It's like they have this like default bit Netflix has to do. They have to go on Netflix, click on a film that looks very similar to the one they're watching, and go, I would watch that, and then turn off the remote and go back to what they're doing.
I think it's quite funny
Yeah.
that Netflix is just like, plug another movie while you're in it.
Yeah.
Because I think they do A Christmas Prince or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was such a big movie when they did it. I haven't really liked it. I remember the actress that's in it was just like, look, it's not a great film, but it's nice to do a puzzle too. But I loved that they put it and watch it in this movie, and Vanessa Hudgens cries at the end of it.
Yeah.
But it's something that I've noticed in a lot of these movies. The man lunges forward and just turns off the film immediately.
Yeah.
Doesn't let it's just like, and it's done, and that's off, and now we can chat. And
Let's
it's just
chat.
like, you need I've never just gone, done.
That's crazy. because I do it for every single movie we do. The
Oh,
second the credits
these
roll,
movies?
log on
Yeah.
Letterboxd and then
Yeah.
go and suddenly my mood rises. Oh god, it's like just heroin, but it's just stopping.
You
watching
didn't
a movie.
immediately just roll onto the second one?
I will say I'm very keen. I feel like this was just so we could watch the next couple.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
The next
it's-
ones are meant to be much worse. I was shocked when we were doing the ratings for this one. And this is a 6 out of 10 on IMDb.
Well, that's what my thing. And I guess we've already done the Who Would Have summary, but I mean, this is pretty passable, quite fun. There's not much to mock,
No.
except for the main core concept of gaslighting and maybe warfare. But other than that, flawless.
Yeah. A tour de force.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get to the end where everybody's going to be at the baking competition,
Yes.
apparently. Again, I was just like, okay, classic hijinks should ensue.
Yeah.
They overcome conflict quite easily.
They
It's
do.
like the villain at the Bake Off, who doesn't really have a lot to do.
No, they kind of went, oh, fuck, we kind of set up her
Yeah.
as like a bitch, and we've given off nothing.
Nothing. She's cuts a cord on something.
Yeah.
You think it's going to have a big repercussions.
Like
but-
they would lose, and then Vanessa's like, well, I'll just hand whisk that.
Yeah.
And then the film's like, that solved her.
Yeah. And it's like the critique is, it's a shame that's not as smoother, but you hand whisked it, so I'm going to give you credit for that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things too where surely the competition would be like, is that cut? We'll get you a new one.
Yeah.
Because you didn't bring it. That's
No,
not your
no,
fault.
no, yeah. See, Carl, this is where you're wrong. You've never done a baking competition. You're allowed to cheat. You're allowed to, like, it's kind of like a fun one where you're actually allowed to, like, destroy the other Yeah. You can bring a knife, give them a little stab. You can put poison in their cakes. Rat poison, all that sort of stuff. You can hit. Believe it or not. You can spit as well. It's quite a fun, normal dynamic that I think it's a Bulgarian sort of tradition. You wouldn't get it.
It's about destroying lives.
Yeah.
In the end, this yearly, very renowned patisserie competition's about ruining those that are there.
Well, that's why the Americans are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually about this country mocking American chefs.
Yeah.
They're like, at the patisserie competition, you have made a simple chocolate cake? Idiots! Idiots! Everybody points and laugh. They are on national television.
I do love you've somehow rolled every European accent into one sort of racist caricature. You've nailed it.
Oh my! A simple poop would have sufficed over your terrible chocolate cake.
Oh, you're nailing me. That's a great accent.
Yeah, I've nailed you. This is me, I'm all Europeans. Yeah, I was just shocked that they were just making simple, like, layer cakes.
Yeah. They were like, you have 5 hours. Again, watching a lot of Bake Off, they do some much better things
Much
in 2
better
hours.
things. Here's the thing.
And
I
they're
would've-
amateurs. I feel like we should just, should we watch an episode?
It's so this is cozy weather for it.
It is, isn't
I
it?
love a bit of Bake Off.
Oh, a bit of rain.
For our American listeners, it's called the Great British Baking Competition, I think, over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weirdly.
It's not a good as name.
No.
It's the Great British Bake Off.
It's a great Bake Off.
It's the Bake Off.
I'm on season 10 at the moment. Got 2 episodes to go. Really hoping Alice takes the win. Okay, so the big thing is like, they're like, let's give out the medals in a really weird way. Let's all get you lined up and you're kind of blocking the person behind you. We'll start with third. Oh, second, people, yuck. First, shit, that's me.
Are there only 4 people competing?
Yeah. Imagine going 4th.
You get nothing!
Belgium's in the corner going, God, we really fucked up. 2 Americans beat us in a pastry competition. We're
No.
fucked.
One of them has the best kept secret in Chicago.
One of them
and
had
they
a-
beat us.
But yeah, pretty much the prince, the princess.
The mother's also meant to be handing out the awards, but she's found out there's twins, and she's like, "What if you go instead?"
That's
she's like,
hilarious.
And this can ruin everyone's relationship. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And then when it works out for the best, she's just like, "I had a helping hand in that."
Yeah.
It's not the outcome you wanted, you
No,
bitch.
you hag. Come on. It's ridiculous. They kind of like all come together. They're kind of like, well, should we just switch places? And everyone's like, yes. Do you these boys take it pretty well?
Yeah.
Considering
Yeah.
it seems pretty insane. Also, yeah, I just don't think this is like ethically okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of monstrous.
It is kind of monstrous. Would you be happy if you found out?
I don't think I feel I'd go a bit for a spiral. I think you have massive trust
I
issues.
think I'd be a little disgusted.
Yeah.
Because what if they just switched at any other time?
Yeah, exactly.
I think I would like maybe deform one of them.
Yeah, all right, come here, princess.
Come here and just sliced off a fingertip.
Well, not just a tattoo. No, the finger had to be that. It had to be an index finger. I'll do your tongue next. Come here. Yeah, I don't. It works out. I'm keen to watch the next ones. I just don't think that was right.
Yeah. I don't. I'm keen. Have you seen the trailer for the next one?
No, but no, I have. She's evil. So there's an evil third one.
But also their relationship doesn't work out.
Oh, great.
Between
Of course it went. It was 2 days. It shouldn't have worked.
Yeah, and so the Kevin's a fucking mess.
Oh, great.
And he has to get a makeover. It writes itself.
Oh my god.
Next Christmas.
Next Christmas, or maybe like March. Who knows?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Double episode, baby. We're into it. No, this is a terrible episode of the podcast, and it's now.
I blame the Princess Switch for this. It was just switching the places. You know what? We should have kept to normality.
Absolutely.
We should never change.
Should we now have our moment where we go back to where we are?
Yeah.
And tell the truth to our seats?
Yeah.
No, tell the truth to the audience. Here we go. Ugh. All right. I'm sorry I lied. I was in Oscar's seat this entire episode.
And I was dating Carl's partner. We made out a lot. And quite frankly, there's going to be a lot of issues.
I'm married now.
I've got a mortgage.
Yeah.
Shit. I didn't have a mortgage. I signed you up for one.
I've got car loans now. Got a kid I've got to fucking adopt.
Maxed out your credit cards hard.
Oh, I don't have credit cards.
Oh,
no. Wow, that brings us to the end of the episode. Without a Who Would Watch this segment, this episode really just fades away.
Just fades off.
Should we just keep talking until you, the editor, decide to fade us out?
I think so.
What's oh wait, no, we haven't done a palate cleanser.
We should have done that at the start.
We should have done that at the start.
How about we do not a recommendation?
What's another bad film you've watched recently?
Oh,
well, that's switching it up. What's a palate cleanser of something that was worse than this?
What's a palate pooper?
Yeah,
You know, people have been saying that.
oh no, there's more on the palate than normal.
Yeah,
You've palated me twice.
You palated my mouth with poo.
Yeah, double palated.
Double palated.
Yeah, you got a double palate.
Let's have a look. Oh, I do. I actually do. Holy shit.
Go on.
Carl, I watched Flipped. Have you ever heard of this movie?
Oh, no.
It's a Rob Reiner film. It's based on a book.
Oh, I love Rob Reiner.
Yeah, I do too, and I hate this movie so much.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd never heard of it, and it had quite good reviews. Like 2010, I was like, all right, I'll give it a go. Okay, it's based on a book. Essentially, like it's set from 2 point of views. It's from one young kid and one young girl. Okay.
Mm.
And it's kind of like, oh, them falling in love. The book is based in modern time. Rob Reiner's gone, let's do it in the 1970s.
Oh.
Me and my partner were watching it. We were kind of like, all right. So it opens with like, you know, a voiceover. It's pretty much like the boy's like, I hated this girl. She was an absolute sex pest to me. I did not like her at all. And then the girl starts going like, I freaking love that boy. And it like we kind of realized like 10 minutes in, it's like, they're still doing voiceover. The rest of the movie is them switching from each point of view, giving still with voiceover.
Oh.
It's dreadful. It has such good reviews. I think everybody must have watched it at Christian camp when they were like 17.
Is it a really religious film?
No, it just gives off the vibe of that.
Right, okay.
Like big vibe, like traditional, like 1970s. Weren't things nicer back here? 2 kids falling in love. They save a tree.
I hate a lot of voiceover.
Yeah. It was the whole film. I thought it was insane. It has such positive, like look at this.
A 3.8?
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of 5 stars. I thought I was going crazy. Maybe tell me, write in why Flip's good. When did you watch it? Because I'm confused. I
It's
thought
a
it was
pretty big assumption, assuming the listeners watched it.
Oh, they love a poopy palate.
Yeah, they do.
Carl, what was a bad movie you watched?
I watched See How They Run, which is like this. I assume greenlit off of the back of the success of Knives Out.
Yeah.
That's like Sam Rockwell, Saoirse Ronan.
Not Amsterdam?
No.
Oh, wait, no, I do. Does it look like the Hail Caesar poster?
Yeah, it looks exactly like the Hail Caesar poster.
Yeah.
It's so mediocre and unclever and just stale that it was real punishment to sort of get through. But it's a little quaint, and it's set that there's been a murder at Mousetrap. in
Oh, that's
London,
fun.
which is a core fun concept. And at the end, it's like the Agatha Christie gets weaved into it, which is fun. Lots of fun ideas, and it's all executed in the most nothing way possible.
Was it a big budget? Oh, I'm thinking Amsterdam was big. Was that was
Amsterdam was like a huge budget. Hang on, what do you reckon the budget of Amsterdam was?
I think
Is
I had-
Amsterdam a murder mystery?
No, I've got no idea what Amsterdam is. I think that's the main whatever
Terrible marketing. On their
Yeah,
part.
it was just it's a bunch of stars. It's
Yeah.
like we got a lot of bunch of star movies.
Yeah. 80 million.
Yep.
Yep. See how they run was, I assume, less because the smaller film, 40 million.
That's all right.
So,
But I've not heard anything about it.
no, it only made 20 million worldwide.
Wow.
So yeah, especially when we've both seen Glass Onion.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Brilliant. We
Love
saw it
it.
in cinemas.
Yep, we
That's
saw
our
it in
palate
cinemas a few
cleanser.
weeks ago. Thought it was
Yep.
fantastic. So yeah, we didn't get to palate cleanse that one, did we?
No, we can do it. We'll do it next week.
So, but that and it'll be out
Yeah.
for the listener.
That's a big win.
Then, huh?
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 Huh? All right. Well, that's it because we've done everything else.
Yeah, we've
So
done everything.
We've switched everything up.
Um,
I think
listen. It was a fun experiment.
yeah.
We should never do this again.
Never again.
Never
I
again.
refuse to ever sit there again.
No, 100%.
I don't think I liked the angle of you
Of looking at me.
looking at you. Yeah.
Well, fuck you. Neither did I.
What? No, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Nah, you look laid back and cool, actually, quite
Dude, I'm
frankly.
a pretty laid back guy.
I guess we just kind of faded out, huh?
We'll keep I tell you what, fade it out, and I'm gonna name objects on this table. Watch, cologne, mirror, charger, speaker, microphone, headphones, notebook, my phone, deodorant, developed photos, a hat, a long arm stapler, an iPad, another hat, an empty Arizona iced tea bottle, an unexpected guest distillery bottle, a computer, another notebook, another microphone, blue tack, little notepad thingies, little sticky pad notes, coffee, wine glass, a jar, pens, highlighter, mouse, gum, an empty thing of some seaweed, Kentucky Fried Chicken, little wipies for your hands, another mirror, wires, a driver's license, a credit card, a mat,